All right. How is everybody doing today? My name is Shane Boyle, and I'm going to be presenting to you the TIBCO story. It all started back in 1987 with the introduction of the Enterprise Service Bus. We have our bus right here. What this did was it allowed all of a company's disparate systems to be connected together, such as your ERP, CRM, etc., etc., etc. And then on top of that, it allowed businesses to really get a hold of business-to-business transactions, manage their business processes using business process management, or BPM, master data management, or MDM, etc., etc. On top of this, TIBCO integrated the Enterprise Service Bus with an event server. An event server is composed of all of the different pieces of information from all of these different disparate systems, and it stores every single piece right up there in the cloud. At the same time, while TIBCO was doing all of this with the event server and the ESB, there was a development with all of these new technologies, and it was creating quite a bit of data. So the two different categories for the data that we're going to go with would be the Internet of Things, which is composed of RFID sensor data, other sensors, and web data. On the other hand, you had social data from things like social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So this was a whole lot of data. They didn't really know what to do with it. Silicon Valley actually came up with a way that you could store all of this data and kind of draw some analyses from it after the fact, after it had already been processed. So what they did was they created Hadoop, or they created storage facilities like Hadoop to store all of that structured and unstructured data, and they referred to it as big data. So as I mentioned before, this is all happening in the past. This is all events that have already happened. All of this data is taken from things that happened minutes ago, hours ago, days ago. From that, what they were able to actually do is create some predictive analyses However, they weren't getting a good picture of the customer because they were missing one key component. They needed some real-time data. So, with the creation of products such as Live Data Mart, this allowed you to actually stream data in real time. So we're going to take all of this data now, and we're going to stream it. So now you have your streaming data, and you have your predictive data. When you take both of those and put them together, it allows you to do some prescriptive analysis. So it allows you to do things such as contextual offers. And for example, our customers were able to, for example, Macy's as one of our customers, they were able to give contextual offers by connecting all of these different points. So say someone walks into a store and they receive an alert on their phone or they walk into a mall, they receive an alert on their phone that they're near a Macy's store. They go over to the Macy's, they're there for about 20 minutes. Macy's already knows that they were looking at sweaters online before, and they still haven't bought anything. There hasn't been any transaction that was created after 20 minutes. So what they do is, after a certain amount of time, they will actually send a contextual offer to the person that's in the Macy's store, hoping that they'll actually buy the sweater that they were looking at online earlier. So what this does is it connects all of these events, sends it all the way down into the enterprise service bus, and it creates an offer. All right. So, in TIBCO terms, we refer to all of this as the core. In Gartner's words, this is referred to as Mode 1. This is the model that most companies use. It's very popular. So, finally, the way that we can actually connect all of this information and connect it to the outside, we have to use APIs. So what APIs are, it's application programming interface. What that allows you to do is it allows you to basically, in the old days, they used to ask, oh, do you have a website? Do you have a website? Nowadays, they ask, do you have an API? It's something that can be created. It really allows them to connect better with the customer and gain a better view. So it connects your consumers and your partners. All right. So we've talked quite a bit about the core. Now we're going to move on to the digital natives, what they've been doing. All of these companies, such as Uber, such as Airbnb, Esurance, anything that doesn't actually have a back-end system, that's all run through apps or through the internet online, they're all called digital natives. And we're going to go into a little bit more detail about them in a minute. So, while core businesses have all of their IT, all of their heavy machinery back here, digital natives, they're actually all in mode 2. They're out on the edge. So, edge. All right. And so what they can actually do, it allows them to, since nothing is concrete, nothing is actually going to take time because it's so heavy, they're able to actually spin up all of these different processes, so development processes, all on the cloud. This cloud can be private, it can be public, or it can be a hybrid cloud. And just a couple examples of some things that work only on the cloud. We have Simpler. We have BusinessWorks Container Edition, all on the cloud. Those are just a couple examples. In addition to this, this generated the creation of microservices. All right. And this helped connect APIs all the way back up to the event server. Or, excuse me, to the enterprise service bus. So right here. Next, going off of this whole fast movement, not having to waste time on heavy machinery and things like that. This led to DevOps. Really, it's the idea that you want to build fast and you want to be able to fail fast. So this goes off of kind of a motto of build, test, and deploy. And it allows for continuous integration as well as continuous deployment. So say, for example, one of our customers is looking to create a new application. What this allows them to do, or say a digital native, is looking to create a new application, what they can actually do is they can create something. If it doesn't work, they test it out, it doesn't work, they just throw it away. They start all over again. It really changes the model from being weeks, months, years to create something new to minutes, hours, days. It's pretty awesome. So we're going to include the continuous integration and continuous deployment right here. Finally, what this allows you to do is put all of this new technology on your admin, so your administration. So that means if you already have containers, Tibco can work with that. Tibco works how you work. We can actually put it all on your containers or your cloud apps. All right, and just some examples here. We have integration platform as a service. And over here we have really anything as a service. So this is mode 2. This is the edge. These are the digital natives. This is core. These are the kind of the older companies, the legacy systems. With this change, we had to actually create a new licensing model. So we have a couple different ways that this can be priced. We have flexible pricing. So that includes perpetual licenses, subscription models, so models that can be renewed every year, and finally, usage models. In terms of usage, we mean when you ramp up or ramp down in usage. So say a well-known basketball player ends up making the most three-pointers in a single game and just breaks all the records. Gear that has his name on it is really going to go through the roof in the next 24 to 48 hours. A week or two later, probably going to peter off again. It's not really going to be staying at that same level. So that would be helpful for a company. They could use a usage model. The last option that we have for pricing, for licensing, is suite pricing. What this means, it's basically a la carte. So we give you access to the full array of adapters, connectors, anything that you might need, and you get to pick and choose all for one price. It's no longer going to be, oh, we didn't need this adapter at this point, but now we do. We're going to have to pay a whole nother amount of money for that one adapter. It's going to be all available. It's just pick and choose. And finally, so with the creation of these digital natives, with the kind of the differentiation between the core and the edge, this is really crushing all of these companies that had an original model that they were going off of. So what Tibco allows you to do, it allows you to move from the edge into the core. It allows you to kind of combine the two. So now we're seeing your cloud apps in here, anything as a service. We're seeing DevOps moving back into the core. So that continuous integration, continuous deployment. And then finally, we're seeing the containerization of microservices within the core as well. So, bottom line, what are you going to do if the digital natives are taking you over? You're going to adapt or you're going to die. And how are you going to do this? With the help of TIBCO. Thanks a lot, guys. Everybody have a great day.